Worship. God said, worship me with your life. With your life, worship me. I hear God say. God said, worship me with your life. God said, our lives are not living to worship God. Oh my God. He said, our lives are not living to worship Him. God said, if my life is not willing to worship, if your life is not willing or living to worship me, then why should you live? Many are dead, says God. Many are walking around as zombies, waiting for their turn for the grave to call their name. But God said, live to worship me. God said, live to worship me. God said, if you worship me, you'll live. If you worship me, God said, you'll live. Simple, Maisha. If you worship me, you'll live. But if you're not worshiping me with your life, why should you live? Because if I created you to worship me, and that's the reason for your life, and you are not doing your purpose, then why should I keep you? If you have a broken refrigerator in your kitchen, if you have a broken stove, if you have a broken TV, why would you keep it in your home? It has no use. God said, take everything that's broken and throw it out of your house. God said, if it don't work, it cannot be used. God said, if it don't work, it's not usable. If it's not doing what it's designed to do, it's useless. God said, are you usable today? God said, are my people usable? Can I use you? God said, in order for me to use you, you've got to understand your purpose. You've got to understand your purpose. If you have no purpose, you have no destiny. For purpose is now. Your job, your ability, what you're supposed to be doing now. That's purpose. Go through your phone and see how many people on your friends list actually have purpose in your life. God said if they don't have purpose, delete them. Go to your Facebook and realize how many people have purpose in your life. God says, see that I am God. We heard a new foundation, that this is the foundation of God. This is the foundation that God has set in this house. That this is the pillars that God is establishing in this house. Before you can ever build on something, you must have a proper and a firm foundation. Without a firm foundation, when you get too heavy, you'll fall. The building we stand upon is allowed to carry the capacity and the weight because of the pillars, because of the foundation. But where there's no foundation, there's no family. I hear God said, every house that's missing a man, God said, you're not missing a man. God said, I've been there the whole time. Said the protection that you need, the direction that you need, the strength and the willpower of a man, God said, has already been there. Heard about surroundings. Kendo, I went to God about you. I went to God about you because I see what the enemy's trying to do in your life. The enemy's trying to snatch and uproot you. He's trying to take you up out of this ministry. He's trying to take you up out of your strength. For the enemy, if the enemy can idolize you from your strength, then when it's time to have strength, when there's an issue that comes, you won't find the strength, or you can't muster the strength. But it's important that you come to the house of God. It's important that you get to the places where you need to be at to get strength, because you may not know that around the corner there'll be a dart that will take you out if you're weak. If you have strength, you have the ability to withstand, not dodge. Every dart you can't dodge. Some darts you have to take. But you got to have strength to continue when you get hit. I went to God about you, Kendall, and I said, God, he's got to change his surroundings. I just said this last week. You didn't even know I said it. I said it's the people that he's around that God wants to eliminate. But God said, I wanted you to hear it. God said, because now that you heard it, now you're held accountable. God said, because you spoke and you heard my voice. God said, you held accountable now. God said, go and do what I told you to do. But there's many people in your life that you have to separate from that mean you no good. For incarceration is chasing you. The enemy want to send you to prison. He want to send you to prison because he feels like you stepped into something that's so strong and so sudden that he must uproot you and take you out before you get grounded. Even as a prophet, I stand in the gap for you. According to Jeremiah, I plant your feet. As a prophet of God, I plant your feet. That you shall be rooted. That you shall be grounded in the will of God. Decree against every demonic force that was to pull out, uproot. And I pray that you shall stand rooted and planted in the will of God. Ariane, before I get to you, we're going to deal with this peace. Peace, woman of God, peace. God said peace is already there. God said you don't have the full understanding of peace. That's why you can't see it. But God said, I will cause your eyes to even begin to see now. God God said, for peace is not the lack of responsibility.